Already. Oh. I did realize that y'all could even hear the sound when I had it up and going. How we doing out there? Let me see if I get this camera right because I look crazy down here. Let me see. I know we got extra cameras and things like that floating around here as DJ streamers, all the other good stuff. There we go. All right. Trying to figure out what camera's running. Like, I'm like, what's happening? All right, let's see if we can move the camera in an angle that makes sense. That's not in my shirt. Already. There, I think that's better. All right, let's pop some music back
I wake up in the morning and I'm tripping cause I'm digging what the Lord has made. It's you. Never thought I'd be forever getting with it, but I'm oh so glad you stayed. It's you. You make it better, gotta get myself together cause I want you more and more. It's you. Girl, it's hard to ignore. It's you. The new life has come to pass. I'm taking my baby home at last. I know I found my destiny, girl. Cause you're bringing out.
So what I'm gonna do is work on a project. Trying to figure out what music is not copyrighted that I don't get cut off from YouTube. Y'all know how YouTube is, right? And YouTube be cutting you off for any little thing nowadays. So like that be totally annoying. Like, and you be wanting to do stuff on YouTube and it just be, you know. Already. Photoshop. No, actually, what we want to do, we want to leave it right here. Just because, and if YouTube cut us off, it cut us off. It is what it is, right? We're going to vibe out to some music.
This life can make me so confused, but it's alright. Living day by day, I feel so used, that ain't right. I just wanna run and hide, but I don't have the time to cry, and it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Alright. Any thoughts are running through my head, it's alright. Wishing to be somewhere else but here, and it's alright. I can't wait to see your face. I need a smile in your embrace, and I'm alright. It's alright. sad and it's alright. Some things in the world, they make me mad and it's alright. In the morning when I see the sun, I know I'm not the only one and it's alright. It's alright. Wish I had some money to pay my bills.
DJ Jen / Miss Ward Online.
I can't even buy that dress on sale, but it's alright. Having money don't mean a thing. Loving you is everything, and I'm alright. I'm alright, yeah. Life can bring us through many changes. It's alright. It's gonna be alright. Just don't give up, know that it's gonna be alright, yeah. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. Everything is everything. Yeah. It's alright. Everything is everything. It's gonna be alright. Everything is everything. It's gonna be alright. Life can bring us through many changes. It's alright. Can make us feel bad, but don't give up, yeah. Alright. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. That's the way that it goes. It's gonna be alright. Let's do many changes. Just hold on, hold on. Just don't give up. Yeah. It's gonna be alright. People come and they go. People come and they go. That's just the way that it goes. That's the way that life goes.
We're live on Twitch right now, and we streaming some quick tips and photoshops. Just giving the public what they need right now. I'm live on Twitch and IG. We're on Twitch and IG. We're at brunch. Okay. Sounds fun.
If I'm next to you, I'm looking forward to
save me a plate.
In this bed.
How y'all doing out there on Twitch? I see y'all.
Ooh, that never gets old. Promise you'll never let go. I don't want no one else. So we should be chilling back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So tell me that, tell me that. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am. You know I'm the best I am. Be a fool to not take me as I am. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am. You know I'm the best I am. You be a fool to not take me as I am.
Hey Blair, you coming on in? How you doing?
You're like the sweetest thing I know, like my favorite lonely song, and I need you really bad. Okay. Don't take me for granted, you'll be regretting it. Oh, I should be your last, oh yeah. Ooh, that never gets old. Promise you'll never let go. Grass ain't green nowhere else. So we should be chillin' back. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So tell me that, tell me that. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be yes I am. You know I'm the best I am. Be a fool to not take me as I am. Tell me I'm the best I am. I be feeling like yes I am. You know I'm the best I am. You be a fool to not take me as I am.
DJ Static, welcome in, welcome in. We on live on Twitch right now. Hey Blair, Mixmaster Calvin. Sorry, I didn't see you there, sir. Alright, so we running a workshop today on quick tips in Photoshop and how to do some quick specific skills and how to do some stuff. I was gonna run through some interesting topics in Photoshop and how to do a few things that y'all probably been wanting to do and been curious about how Jen does all of that, right? So yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at this moment. Oops. 1 second, my screen. Oh, there we go. But thank y'all for coming in. I appreciate y'all. Again, send the link out there if you know anybody who's interested in learning those skill sets right now. Share the link, share the vibes. So what I'm doing right now is just showing y'all briefly some of the stuff that I do in Photoshop. I'm going to do more of a presentation. I'm just waiting for more of a crowd to come on in. So hang on, listen to the vibes, and just kind of observe what I'm doing a little bit. And then we'll discuss it in more in depth in a couple of minutes. Not feeling the camera angle. We about to switch it.
Don't know why they want to profit from your demise. They lie to cover up a way they all inside. Oh, baby, baby, don't you cry. Oh, you got your prize. Oh, I know you're down when you gon' get up. I see.
Don't be laughing at me, Blair. It's true. Like, I'm like, why is it on my side here? Let me see. Hold on. I know you're down when you gon' get up. Let's see how we look here. Hold on, let's check. I'm a perfectionist. Alright, we good here. We good here now.
Don't mean to bother you, I just wanna get you to pause and slow your walk so maybe we can talk and I can try to charm you. I'm just trying to find out who you are. I don't mean to come off like a telemarketer. I ain't no hood, no crook, no robber. I just want a part of your heart I could borrow sometimes. And maybe I can call you up sometimes. And maybe I can take you out sometimes. So let's exchange digits and later arrange visits. Either your
how you know that was coming? That I was like not feeling the camera angle. You saw me looking at it.
I'm talking about a true friendship. Someone.
I'm like, why is this all up on my side? What's happening here?
It'll be fly.
All right, let's get started. I'm gonna run through some stuff about me since we have some people here. But again, feel free to invite some people. Let some people know that we're here. I'm gonna send the link out and drop in a few chats. And then we're gonna get started.
Give it a try. I could be yours and you can be mine. Sorry if I come off disrespectful or my convo is a little bit too sexual, but damn, it's incredible. Be more flexible, cause the context of this text is special. But wait, let me explain it. A buddy is an equal beneficial arrangement. A buddy is a buddy that don't be complaining when his or her buddy ain't the buddy that came with sometimes. And maybe I can call you up sometimes. And maybe I can take you out sometimes. So let's
I'm trying to figure out what's a good time to do this that more people are up, because I know it's a Sunday is 12. Some people go to church, some people do their own thing. I'm trying to figure out what works well for the people them and keep it moving.
know if you with it, cause girl, it'll be fly. If you were my B-U-D-D-Y, don't be shy, no, give it a try. Yeah, I could be yours and you can be mine, girl. I can't lie, it'll be fly. Yeah, if you were my B-U-D-D-Y.
So let's get started. So we're gonna run through some quick things about me, and then we're gonna get going.
Baby, what I'm really trying to
So let me turn this down.
the definition of a real buddy is she's that one, yeah, down to have fun. Oh, ride shotgun through the city with me.
All right, y'all can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Actually, we just gonna hit the music off. So again, my name is DJ Gen. Y'all all know me as DJ Gen, streaming out here on the Twitch streets and other platforms. So not only do I stream music, I also teach online. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of run through of my background in particular. So on my agenda for today, I got Hot One in here, right? Basically, we talk about who am I as far as not just being a DJ, but actually being an instructor, right, in a different capacity. We're going to start streaming streams like this, not only on my DJ platform, but I do have another channel called Miss Ward Online. It does pop up in the chop. What's wrong with me? The accent kicking out, right? It does pop up in the chat every now and then. So feel free to follow that, because that is a new channel that I want to start hosting a lot more instructional based workshops on. Aside, I want to keep my DJ channel as my DJ channel, but do a couple of different things for the community. So make sure y'all send out the link. Let people know we're here. I'm here to share information, and they could jump right on in. We're going to move through this. I see you, DJ Hot One, Mixmaster Calvin, DJ Blair. I'm glad I got the camera fixed, because I was like, why is it all up on the side? I can't do these angles. No, it's not working, right? So we here now. We here. Hey, Hot One. All right, so let's jump right into it and talk a little bit about who I am. I'm going to share like a 30-second video. The video is actually like 15 minutes, but I'm only going to share a couple of minutes of it, just to kind of give y'all insight into some things about me. And then we good, right? So no, this is not going to play from here. So that means I got to share my screen somewhere. Where is it? Alrighty. 1 second. Let me double check where I did with that tab. All right, so that's my baby girl, if y'all don't know, and she's hanging out there, and you see how cute she is, right? A little face, and she loves to talk about her mommy all day. That's just what she does. That's why she's in this video. All right, let me pull up the video from YouTube, because you know it's not going to play through Streamlabs. Streamlabs is extra. All right. Actually, I'm gonna reshare something else. Yeah, it's my baby. I saw pictures of your baby, hot one. Your babies, excuse me, big babies at that. You don't have little ones. You got big people. you got big people. So hold up. Let me go over to sharing a window. Stop that screen. Share window. And this one. I don't think mom's gonna be taller than me. She's most definitely not happy about it, but I don't think she's gonna be taller than me. I don't know. She hoping and dreaming. All right. So a little bit about me. I have been an instructor for 15 plus years. I've been teaching, basically remotely lately, but I have been teaching for different programs around the city. Before we get into that video, let's actually go here for a second. Let's go into a little breakdown of me first. All right. So for those who don't know, my whole government, right? I'm giving away my whole government right now, right? Is Jennifer Ward, right? So my current position as to what I do as a career, I'm a curriculum developer, and career what's called a career technical educator, right? So what exactly does that mean? I teach technical skills around a lot of tech different things. So that's around web design, graphic design, instructional design. I do consultation with instructors to help them understand how to structure their lessons and create PowerPoints and slides and worksheets and other things like that as well. I work for various different programs around the world. These are just some of them that I used to work for in person, and then one is remote on here, but I have a long list of remote positions that I have been doing for the last 2 or 3 years. So I started out teaching at the High School Graphic Arts. That's where I attended, where I learned how to do graphic design since I was like 13 years old. And it was an amazing experience. I've always been an artist at heart. Always been drawing, sketching, all of the above, and even sculpturing, for those who don't know. And then I started out working in the same high school, right? I freelanced for a little bit while I was in college. I freelanced a lot after college. I worked for a company doing what was called, at that time, architecture design, which is now known as UX design, right? And UX design and UI design is mostly just like designing an interface with apps and websites and all the other good stuff. So that was some stuff that I was into. Hey, DJ Infinite, welcome in. And I'm gonna try to stop saying so much. But so yeah, that's what I was into at that current time. And what I decided to do at some point, because I often volunteered at my high school doing mentorship and other things, I walked in to the students and started teaching them graphic design, web development skills, and stuff like that at my old high school. And they ended up offering me a job. I didn't really think about teaching before that. That wasn't really like a thing for me. And I jumped right into it, and it was a right fit for me. And I did it for many years. I started working at BMCC, which is another college that I attended for my associate's degree. And I taught workshops wrapped around graphic design boot camps and WordPress and website development, which those are workshops I'm looking to come soon. So I think what I want to do is either once or twice a month with this. I want to, and we'll talk more about it towards the end, do merch, how to create a quick website for yourself and market yourself as a DJ, and how to do a couple other different things. So these are some of the things I did. My skill sets, again, is around graphic design, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, basically the whole Adobe suite and more. Canva also is a tool that I use and teach currently as well. And yeah, and web design, I do build from scratch, back end, front end, but using a lot of online tools like Wix and Weebly and all those things can help you and be just as powerful to create a website and brand for yourself. What I suggest, and I've been telling a lot of DJs, buy your URL. You have your name, right, on Twitch. You guys go hard with like making sure your handle is available on Kick, on YouTube, on whatever other platforms is out there, on IG. Buy your URL and get you some online real estate space with your name. So like DJ Hot One, I don't even know if you have one, but DJHot1.com, you should buy that. Go to GoDaddy, whatever server provider out there, buy your URL, right? Do that ASAP. I have DJGenGen.com. I have JenniferWard.net. I'm actually going to I bought my daughter a URL and she's only 10. I'm actually probably gonna buy her DJ name because she's been talking about she's want to DJ a little bit more now. So like, set up yourself in that perspective as well is just a tip I want to give y'all before we jump into this. Yes, online real estate space is well, online real estate. What that means is just buying your own space to host your website. That's what that means, right? Buying your own space to have your website, buying your URL. Someone should be able to go into your browser. Like if I go into my browser right now and I'm gonna share it, right? I'm gonna add to stage my other browser, right? If I go into my browser right now and jump into Google, right? I could type in DJ Gen. Like I have a website, right? I had the URL for a long time. Just build the website. I go to Google. Not only am I on Instagram, right? My branding is already set up digitally. I just now have to market myself that I can start getting my bookings again. You know, pandemic slowed everything down and doing what I got to do. But if you Google me, my website comes up. My Instagram pops up. My Twitch handle pops up. My SoundCloud pops up. All types of videos from Twitch, Instagram, all those pop up. My Mixcloud also, well, that's not mine exactly, but pretty much you see that it's transparent straight across the board, right? Try to get hold of your own handle as a website and have that on there. Top Shelf, welcome in. Top Shelf Materials, welcome in. Blair said, yay! I'm going to just go off for a minute and say something to Blair. Spencer, you listening, bye? All right, I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it. But all right, so yeah, so you want to make sure that you do that as well, right? That you are Googling and doing those types of things as well. Let me actually change my tab here. So like if I go here, I'm gonna type in DJ Gen. So I realized that was a different tab open. And if I go here, my handle is available all these places, right? Straight down the board. From my website to my Instagram to my SoundCloud to everything. So you want to get into that perspective where you create a digital presence for yourself is what I want to say. I know we're here to talk about Photoshop, but I want to make sure I put this out there for my peoples. I actually did a workshop yesterday with some students about this and with a couple of speakers, and we was talking about digital presence, have your digital footprint in a positive light out there, right? Because you can control that aspect of what you want to do with that too, right? So you want to make sure that how much it costs to buy a URL, it depends on the websites you go to. So like sites like GoDaddy, it depends, right? So it can go anywhere from $12 to $20 a month, right? You can purchase for a whole year to doing what you want to do with that as well, right? But there's a lot of websites out there that you can look up stuff. I had my handles, my server space for a long time from a European company because I bought it since I was like 19 years old when I was being nerdy. And that was something that I was doing. Okay. All right. So let's get back to the agenda of what our core focus is, because we went off on a tangent about URLs and your branding, your footmark, and having that present. But not only am I known as DJ Gen, right? So if I type in my other handles, right, which again is growing and I'm building on a lot of stuff for myself, right? Miss Order Online, right? That one doesn't pop up. Why? Because I don't have that presence out there. You have to create your digital footprints as you go along with a lot of different things, right? If I do type in my name and put instructor, because my name is so popular, which is so annoying, it will pop up. You know, Spencer, they just gave us the most popular names out there as Guyanese people, right? That's just basically what it is, right? So, yeah, you can see different things. My LinkedIn pops up. You might see other profiles of other places I worked and a lot of other different stuff out there as well, right? Right, so back to me, right? And I want to show you guys a quick video, and hopefully it will play the sound and everything. Let me double check on that. Right. Right, and then we're gonna get into that. So, quick video. Dr. Stretch, welcome in. I don't know why is it doing this. Hold on 1 second. Being extra. Good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. Is it really the afternoon? You know, I feel like I only woke up like 2 hours ago. It most definitely is a lot. Top shelf material. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Oh, you're dropping all the websites that people can use. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. Let me go scroll down. All right. So this is some of the work that I have done over the years, some projects and things that I have invested. If you guys are wondering what you're looking at, this is my portfolio site that actually is coming down really, really soon because I'm revamping it that it focuses more on my instructor side of things and my UX side of things. So basically, I'm going to have two different websites, right? That's coming up really, really soon. And that's my goal for this year. All right, so this video, which I'm hoping you guys can hear, let me double check. Might have to open it in YouTube. Let me check. Can y'all hear that? Oh, you can. Okay.
Hey, hi Stanford University. This is Jenna's mommy, Jennifer Ward. This video that I have here today is just to
So this is an old video before I locked my hair, just to let y'all know, right? So I'm not going to play the whole video, but basically what I went through in the video is I was talking a little bit about me being an instructor and what I did, and as far in a high school environment, and then I kind of went into talking about me as an instructor as in a college environment as well, right? So I'll play a little bit of it because it is a long video, and then we'll jump into the content for
show
today.
you guys a snapshot into my world as a CTE teacher at UA Maker High School. So to let you guys know, a teacher at UA Maker is pretty awesome. A CTE teacher stands for Career Technical Education. So I'm not really like your average teacher that teaches math or science or history. I teach a technical skill. So what the technical skill entails is basically my students doing animation, web design, visual design, graphic design, and a number of different things here. These skill sets are used inside of career-based jobs, such as computer science, graphic design, marketing industries, advertisement, and etc. So all my students here at UA Maker pretty much get a robust education that puts them into internships, gives them opportunities for jobs when they leave high school, or if they want to use a lot of these skills within their college to continue on learning more about web development, more about graphics, and more about anything that they're overall interested in as far as career-based. Our school pretty much focuses.
All right, we're gonna fast forward through this.
Are using their creative talents and skills, and very much. See you soon.
I'm going to my mommy's work today. Hi kids, I miss you. And my mom is a teacher, and she helps them to do a lot of stuff. And she also might put colors in for not doing their homework or not listening or talking, but that's okay. So my mom make them do stuff like using computers and they do it in the classroom. Bye, that's it.
One of the classes I teach at UA Maker is digital animation. My kids learn to draw in programs like Adobe Illustrator, make cool designs, and characters and scenes for their animated cartoons. They use another program called Adobe Animated CC to animate their characters and make them come to life. So that's coming actually throughout the semester this term, but they'll get most of it done. Here at UA Maker, I also teach another class called Foundation of Design, where students learn how to design everything on paper, from drawing to sketch.
All right, we're gonna pause there. So that's basically just more about the design side. I will show more about like what I did as a web developer later on. I do want to show y'all some fun clips of me being a teacher, because y'all know me as a DJ, and then the rest of it is like self-explanatory. I like to party, right? So
Go Justin, go Justin, go Justin, go Justin, go Justin.
all right, we're gonna pause there. I'll show the other clips the other day, another time. But yeah, that's basically my classroom. So let's jump right into Photoshop, right? So while we here, right, let's get into it. And so design it is intelligence made visible, right? Your whole goal as a designer is pretty much for you to focus on making sure whatever you want to communicate is easy to read, right? Designing as far as visuals is not about the language aspect of things. You want to put visuals that support whatever your communication is as far as your designs into whatever your work is. It could be a t-shirt, it could be a flyer, it could be an overlay, it could be a website. Whatever that design aspect is, you want to focus on making sure is an intelligent way of putting that visual out there to communicate the message that you're trying to put out there for everyone, right? So picture is worth 1,000 words. Again, words don't mean ish. I'm gonna say it like that, right? You can put words all over your website, all over your flyers, all this stuff like that. People don't pay attention to the words. The first thing that captures someone is what? What y'all gonna say in the chat? What's the first thing that captures people when they looking at certain content and things like that, right? Is the actual visuals, right? The visual portion, the picture. So you want to make sure you enhance it by adding a photo that supports your messages. Hi, Mistress Kush. And images that be able to basically translate what you're trying to communicate. So putting some huge words or things like that on it. And we'll talk about the differences in actually designing on Instagram. So I'll versus like a regular flyer in real life in a minute. But you want to make sure you use images to support your ideas, right? So what exactly is Photoshop is what we want to get into. So Photoshop allows you to edit and enhance digital images. You can adjust brightness, contrast, colors, levels to improve overall appearance on a photo. You can remove blemishes, red eyes, unwanted objects from the image. You can remove blemishes as well. Well, I said that already. But so it's a very powerful tool as far as the original design for Photoshop was not for what we actually use it for today. You can do 3D modeling in Photoshop. You can do video editing, right, Mr. Kush? Happy Sunday to you. And you can do a lot of other different things all in Photoshop because it's a powerful tool. What makes it powerful is this, right? Well, I forgot to share this part with you. Let me get into the next slide after. So this is my family to give y'all an update. And this was done in Photoshop, right? I learned photo restoration and design first in Photoshop before I started doing layouts and other things to translate messages or communicate is what we say. So this is my family. I'm gonna give y'all a little rundown of what y'all looking at right now. So up here, I don't know if y'all can see my arrow. Could y'all? Nah. So, all right. So the lady in pink on the right side that says after, that's my mama when she was younger. Don't tell her I shared y'all this picture. Those are her brothers and sisters. Right? So in Photoshop, my grandma gave me this photo, which was originally black and white, and it has some like errors and like issues on it originally, right? At first. So I fixed that in black and white. Then I decided later on I'm gonna go in and color this joint. So I was like, so from the original black and white and coloring, that's what you see, right? And you see their tones and textures, right, and how they look. So you layer, right, and I'm gonna go into the next step in that. You can layer colors, right, in Photoshop. Not only can you layer images, but you can layer colors. So I layered different colors on them to basically give them their own personalities and enhance their clothing, so you can see the differences in what they're wearing, right? It's funny though, because when I did it, I think my grandma was like, I think the colors you picked is actually what they were wearing, right? Because I didn't know what they were wearing originally. This is an old school picture, right? But yeah, that's my mama on the far right in the pink. She's gonna kill me. Hi, little Jen. In that photo right there, all right? So yeah, hopefully mommy's not here, right? So Photoshop is powerful because it consists of layers. So unlike there's a lot of like tools out there, Canva, Pixlr. What's this other one I heard of recently? Everyone's always talking about it. It reminds me of Photoshop as well. And with that particular tool as well, it does pretty much the same thing. When you're designing, it's not really about the tool, it's more about the concept, right? Enhancing, creating balance, creating structure, using color theory, and adding that in to layer out a really good design that communicates what you want to say to your audience itself, right? I see a few more people popping in. All right, welcome in. All right. So let's jump next slide. All right. Layers and mask in Photoshop are also used, right, to hide and reveal parts that we don't want to give precise control over the visibility of the element. By combining layers to mask, you can create complex compositions, right, and seamless blends. Shorty Slim with the 60 bits. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So what makes Photoshop what it is the layers, right? Giving you the tools to kind of create things. Why is layers important in our role, right, as streamers? What can we do with the layers? I know Selections Mrs. Cush is here. She's going to answer all the questions. She's going to be the star student of the class. What can we do with all the layers as streamers? Why is that important to us? Besides just our flyers and things like that as in our streams. What's with the eyes? What can we do with layers as streamers, right? We can break up these layers and layer out our scenes, right? You want your background, you want your foreground, you want this, you want that. You use all those layers to consist and create a scene that you can fit in the middle using your green screen, right? So that's why layers are important, and these are what layers look like on the far right side. All right, let me jump into this. So the workspace in Photoshop, very simple. A lot of platforms look exactly the same way, right? I'm saying simple like, yeah, I know for some people it might be a little bit more complex, but in some ways it's simple. You have your tools on the far left. You have your workspace in the middle. You have your history panel, which is another powerful tool or area in Photoshop. It allows you to track back through your steps. So if you screwed up something where the color doesn't look right, or you chopped off something, or which is, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So there's something called non-destructive editing, where you don't delete areas of the photo just in case you want to go back and add it, right? So Mistress Chris said layers is for scenes and backgrounds, videos, and images, GIFs, overlays, etc. Exactly. Shorty Slim, welcome in. I'm happy to see you. Where you're from? But yeah, Selectors Mistress Kush is right? In our scenes as streamers, right, we want to add in all the pieces. We don't want a flat image. It doesn't serve us any purpose. We want to go behind the bar. We want to be, behind our DJ sets. We want to be part of some tropical island. We want to be in a what you call it? In a hot air balloon, which is something I've been doing lately, right? That's what I've been doing. So we want to use layers or tools like Photoshop to create layers for our scenes, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about how to create an overlay, and we're going to talk about how to create a scene. I'll dabble on some concepts of flyer design, but I feel like flyer design is so in-depth and we will be here forever. as far as that. But flyer design is important when you're creating a sense of balance, right? And I did miss a slide when I was producing this. I forgot to add a balance slide in here. So when you creating your your overlays and flyers, try to be consistent with your color scheme. What exactly is a color scheme? I'll tell you. I know Kush is like, I know what a color scheme is, right? You want to make sure you pick a variety of colors that work well for your design and be consistent across the board so your brand is recognizable, right? Just because if you design your flyer and it has orange, blue, green, whatever, you don't want to go create a overlay that has purple, yellow, pink, and whatever. That doesn't match, right? It's like putting on two separate shoes and going outside. It don't fit together. You want to be consistent with your brand across the board. And if your color scheme is purple, black, and white, you stick with purple, black, and white across the board. One of the arguments I had years ago when I first started joining the platform about flyers was interesting, right? So people were under this concept that you should change your flyer if you were doing a raid every single week. That had me royally confused because I'm like, I don't think Nike changes their logo every week. I don't think they change their shoebox design every week. I don't think Kellogg's cereal changes their box of cereal design every week. Because if you walk in the store and you looking for your Kellogg's cereal, right? And you see a box that's now purple, pink, and whatever, and it supposedly says Kellogg's, are you convinced that's the same cereal? Yes or no? What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Yep, Kush said it. Being consistent is key, right? So being consistent, you want to be recognizable and making sure that your brand is across the board. I'm not saying that everything is set in stone where you got to be exactly the same year after year. No, but have some key elements that represents that brand and that's consistent across the board. Changing your flyer every week is not, it confuses your audience, especially here on Twitch, right? And I say that off the fact that our events is not an event that you're marketing in real life, right? Essentially what we create is a TV show. We create a TV show, right? That has music, that has us. So it's not an event outside where you got to rebrand it every single time. So just like regular TV, if I was looking for Family Matters, right? I'm looking for the whole Family Matters scene coming up and all that, Full House and all that. When it comes up the logo and you see the San Francisco scene and the Red Bridge, that's consistent. I know I'm watching Full House, right? But then if you go ahead and rebrand yourself every single time for your show, your audience is not going to know exactly what you're doing. So creating some type of consistency works well for making sure that your audience connect with it. Because 9 times out of 10, people don't read. They just looking for a glimpse of something and be like, oh, okay, that's happening. All right, let me check the date. All right, that's it. People don't read. They just looking for an image or something to support something, like to capture their attention, and then they might read through the rest of it. They don't read all the time, right? They glance at something just to recognize it. So being consistent in that manner and making sure that your show is recognizable, like Hot One does a great job at this. Electric Mrs. Kush, her mom as well, who I work with as well, like designing her flyers too in the past. Being consistent with your flyers. Y'all all have marketable events, raid shows, and everything out there. Blair's dying. Like, people, they don't read, right? They like, I ain't gonna lie, right? Hot One. I'm gonna say just like Club Wet Wet, right? All I saw, she put out her new flyer, right? She emailed me. I was like, okay, this is the email. I glanced at it. I may have looked to see where my time slot was and something else. And, because it's consistent with the title at first and all that, I didn't realize. I was like, oh, she changed the color. But I didn't read and said that. Notice that she incorporated the new concept, which is the leather and lace for this Friday, until after the fact, right? And I was like, wait a minute. Why the color change? What's going on? And this and this. Then I decided to read it. I was like, oh, it's leather and lace. This is like a week later after she emailed it, and I did look at it. Again, people don't read. So I'm one of them, right? I glanced, I was like, I know what this is about. This is the date. All right, cool. That's why I need to be there. That's it, right? I know you told me. It was actually Kush. Kush was like, oh, she changed the color because of this. I was like, oh, that's why the color was changed? She said, did you not read it? I was like, no, I didn't read it. Yeah. Yeah, because normally it's water, right? I'm used to it. But the logo is what caught my attention, right? Everything else is consistent about your design. So I was like, okay, how one has this coming up? Now, if you was to change the font and the color scheme of your logos, I'll be confused, right? I'll probably look at it more and be like trying to figure out what's going on. But yeah, hold up. Kush wrote, Teacher Jen, may I also add that it's acceptable to change the flyer and overlay in raids doing one off. Yes, that is 100% true. If you have a special, like, and they do this with TV shows, right? Let's say Family Matters, one of my favorite shows, right? And, when the Christmas special was coming up and the show was about to start, you didn't hear the normal theme song, right? You heard the dun, 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 like the Christmas thing going on. Then you see like the little snowflakes fall down, and they might have like a Christmas tree come up out of something happened that was slightly different. So that's okay for you to change it for special events. That is perfectly fine. But yeah, but for most of the time, you want to make sure it's recognizable. And honestly, you see that with branding with a lot of other like items out there that we do use, right? Right. So flyers and overlays. Anyone else want to chime in about? So I heard Kush talking about being consistent with that, and I love the themes. Yes, themes work. Changing that works as well if you have something special going on, right? And that makes people feel like there's something new, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to hit thank you. We're gonna go back. Whoop. All right, so back to Photoshop. Let's go to Photoshop real quick. Let me remove this. I'm gonna show you guys an image, because y'all actually helped me design something. Because somebody throw out, what are we gonna make let's make an overlay real quick, right? Let's throw out a random name. Y'all tell me what's a random name for a raid that can be coming up, right? Something random. Just throw it out there. Just throw it out there. Just tell me, and then we'll jump on that. Random name for raid. I'm gonna open up Photoshop in the meantime, which is open. Random name for raid. Any raid. What do you say? All right, let's do Jenergy innovation. This is y'all ain't helping me right now. Y'all like the kids on Zoom. Y'all, it's quiet. I need contribution to the class so I can be able to teach it. They be quiet on Zoom and they be looking at me like, what did you say? What happened? What's next? What's going on? What was this? What's that? Can I do an entire screen? All right, let's try that. I might need the browser anyway. All right, so could y'all see that? All right, cool. All right, so now y'all see my computer. Yeah, y'all like the kids on Zoom. Y'all not contributing the way we need to do this right now. So this is Photoshop, and I was just randomly messing around with like a flyer design. So flyers on Instagram, they're a square. Let's just say that, right? They're a square. So I say 4x4. What I mean by 4x4 is equal on all sides, right? So you can consistently design at any scale, but particularly if you're gonna print your flyers later on, 300 PPI works. For like online presence, 150 works as well, especially for like social media. So you don't really have you misbehave when you speak, Blair. That's hilarious. I can see that the teacher in the classroom yelling, "Spencer, stop it and pay attention. Sit up straight." Come on, Spencer. Let me stop. All right. All right. So let's say we make it a quick overlay. Let's jump right into this real quick. So I'm going to close this here because we're not going to use this. No save. All right. So these are some of the overlays I made in for some of the recent streams and stuff that I did. I'll show you about a scene in a minute. We're gonna do one at a time. We short on time. I gotta do my daughter's hair. She got a party to go to. Why these kids got socialized nowadays? What's happening? She's talking about, you gotta do my hair. I'm going out with my friends, and this happening and that's happening and that's happening. I'm like, okay, all right, we gonna make it work, right? Right. Where's my skill? So I'm used to working with all my default settings. Where is it? I think it's this one, right? All right, so when you're building for your streams, right? All right, Mixmaster Calvin, great student. This is why I always say that The man with the voice, as we move, King. Thank you so much. Soul Raid. Let's go with Soul Raid. So, when you're designing an overlay, you want to build it at 1920 by 1080. Why? That's the ratio of your screen when you're streaming, right? That's the ratio. You can do this on Canva as well, right? Same thing, same concept, right? You click there. So you can do that by typing over here. When I mean 1920 by 1080 in pixels, right? Everything as far as what we do as streaming is all in pixels, right? Anything that's digital is in pixels. When we're printing, that's in inches, centimeters, and regular metric systems across the world, right? I know not y'all non-Americans don't use inches, right? Y'all use the whole other side of things, centimeters, whatever, pounds, and I don't know. I just gotta figure that out, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna hit create here, doop, and that is my overlay setup, 1920 by 1080. So what I'm doing with this overlay here, right, is let's say y'all tell me what color should the Soul Raid be right now. What colors do y'all think? What's a nice color scheme that we should use? And I'll show you guys something in the meantime. I'll pull up a tool. Hold on. Let me see if my browsers show up while I'm doing this as well. It should. Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. All right. So, oh, it does work that way. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all something really quickly and give y'all some ideas. There we go. So I love Canva. I do design on Canva as well, but they do have amazing tools, right? Selection special because it said purple, right? So if you're picking a color scheme, you shouldn't just randomly pick two colors and say, oh, this is two colors I want, right? Colors have a certain way of working well with each other and creating a sense of unity and balance, right? I know we don't think about it as being that complex, but that's exactly what it is, right? It is that complex. So when you're designing, and let's say that Kush said she wants purple, right? For Soul Raid. So what colors work well? So purple. Let's go somewhere over here. So according to this, the complementary color for purple is the green. We can go with that, right? That's complementary colors. If we want to do analogous colors, right? This is kind of cute. I like those colors. And what analogous colors are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. And they kind of set off each other. They enhance each other. One has a higher contrast, one has a lower contrast, right? And it creates this energy that excites us as viewers. Why does that happen? Because these are things that actually happen naturally in our atmosphere, right? In our environment. A lot of the stuff that we look at, that purple and green, the way it was in that complementary color, that's something you would see in a beautiful purple flower, right? This color scheme here, right? They work hand in hand together. They be right next to each other on the spectrum of color. So they work well as well. I did see mixed mask colors said red, white, and sky blue. So we'll look at that in a minute and see how that works well exactly. But then you also want to not only just pick colors based upon colors you like. Why should you pick the colors? Who are you communicating with? Is it just for you? I'm gonna let do 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 do. So the colors are not just for you, right? It's for your audience. So what colors is gonna put your audience in that mindset or mood where they think of something like, when I think about Soul Raid, it's something soft and central, and it relaxes you and it gives you a certain type of energy, right? And this is where color theory comes into play. I know I said like these are the color pickers and all this other stuff like that. So if you do, I forgot what it's called right now. I'm typing something else. Color. Color theory psychology, right? Let's see. How colors set the mood across America. Let's see what they got on this website, right? Not a good one. Hold on, let's go back. I forgot to put it on the slides. I apologize. So colors, how do you feel if you see certain colors? So there's certain colors that emit feelings, right? and you want to relay that to your audience, right? So here's a list here of colors. Symbolic colors meaning like you want to set a mood, right? So as Hot One said, you want to visually attract your audience. If you're saying soul raid, right, you want to be able to give your audience a certain feeling when they're looking at your design, right? So red is known as a passion, excitement, and love, right? For that aspect. So that's a high energy color, right? Then that matters. Pink, right? Soft, reserve, and earthy, right? Purple, mysterious, noble, and glamorous, right? Blue is the wisdom, hope, reason, and things. So these are all based on color psychology, right? And they actually do matter. People don't randomly pick colors for their design of their t-shirts, for their websites, for their apps, for flyers in the marketing world, right? In that aspect. So purple is mysterious in that way, whereas like I feel like the soul is mysterious. So that was a good pick on Selectress Mitch's point, right? And as far as like the other colors that kind of go hand in hand with it is reserve, it's earthy, it's relaxing, right? It's noble, it's glamorous, it gives that energy that this is important, right? Purple is also like a royalty color as well as you could say that too, but it does because it kind of derives from the combination of red and blue. It has a combination of those feelings too, right? So blue is known as that relaxing color that you will want to use as well. So we'll go with the purple for right now, and I'll try to mix it up, and I'll use some white in there because you don't want to have too many colors going on and get that going. All right, so back to Photoshop. Where's Photoshop? Right. So Soul Raid. So let's do so I had that color scheme of that purple and that other color and this and this. And you can use color wheels, right, which are very powerful to help you pick out colors and add them into Photoshop. So let's say if I want to copy this purple that I found, I would copy the code, which is called a hex code for those who don't know. I'll go to my color picker down here and I'll paste in the color, right? It gave me the color I need. And now I have this color here. I just drop it in there. We good, right? We got that color going. Now I have a nice color scheme that's going on. I can have it a completely solid color, or I can have it split in two in what's called a gradient, right? So a gradient, hey Kiki, happy Sunday. So a gradient is a transition between two or more colors, right? And you could decide if you want to open up your layers. This is the layer panel in Photoshop for those who don't know. And you can use other effects and things like this. And these are more things I will go in depth in my classes online on Zoom if you want to learn more, but I'll just give a little snapshot. So over here you have gradients, right? And you could put the same color in here and pick two colors. And I'm not moving fast. Again, you can watch the recording later, right? And I could put that color and maybe one of the other colors that we chose, right? So I'll go with the blue because Mixmaster Calvin did also mention blue, right? And blue is known as a calming color as well because it's the color of the ocean, the sky, and other things like that. And I'll add this in here as well. So you can do a transition from one color to the next and make it work. There. So that's a gradient. Two or more colors being blended together. Oops, forgot. Now, if I want to add in the text, right? We said Soul Raid. Very relaxing type of thing. I'm going to click on text here. T is the text tool in Photoshop. This is the paint bucket, right? You could drop colors in. You can add. These are your layers. Every layer is built upon on top of each other. So I could click on the text tool and find a font that works well for this design. So that's not the font that I want, right? Now, if you want to look for fonts, install fonts in your computer, that is most definitely a thing you can do. I'm not going to walk through that today, but you can download fonts from random websites like thefont.com, Google Fonts, and a couple of other places that they have fonts available for absolutely for free. So I have to look down a little bit. All right. So in here, I have fonts already pre-designed into my Photoshop. So I can pick out of my list that's already here something that possibly might work well. But when we think about fonts, right? Normally I do this in a different process sometimes. I have like a program that I use. I put my fonts in what I want it to say. And then I kind of look at what it should look like first. So let's actually do that step first. Let's type in what we want this to say first, which is Soul Raid. All right. Do we have any questions at this point? Questions? I'll leave it open for the questions. All right. So Soul Raid is where we at, right? Now in here, you can decide on what you want to do with this font as well. I actually like this font as this, but we can pick something else. Let's just deal with that. I think that's usually my go-to font for a lot of things. All right. But there's many different fonts that I have in here. You can download some at some given point. So again, from free websites and other places. So I don't know I know I'm not going to go into like different font and typography. There's two different types of fonts in the graphic design world. There's one that's called serif and sans serif, right? So serif fonts have the little tiny feet on the end like this. Well, not that one exactly. Hold on. Like Times Roman, like, you know, like that type of font, right? Sans serifs don't have the feet at the end. Not the best example. Let's say this one, right? So little feet I'm talking about is this thing. Those are little feet at the end, right? So there's different types of fonts out there. Kush put a couple of references in defont.com, 1001 free fonts, free font space, font builder, great sites. Yeah, there's a lot of them out there, right? So serifs have feet on the end, sans serifs don't, right? And you could decide on what works well for you and what type of font you want to use. They all have their perks on how they should be utilized, but it really you have to decide on which ones you want to and preferred, right? So let's say I leave it as this, right? And this is what I want right now. Now it looks very plain and bland, like if I just made it in what you call it, like Microsoft Word or something, right? I could do a lot more with this, right? So in my layer style panel right over here, this is my layer panel, right? I can add some what I call it FX, special effects. I always tell the kids, right? Yes, you're being a good teacher assistant, Mrs. Kush. I appreciate you. I'm gonna give you a big hug. And some out. You know what I usually give my students when they're great in class and also a teacher assistant? I give them Jolly Ranchers, okay? So I'll create a channel point for Jolly Ranchers later on or something. But I appreciate you. All right, so down here you have effects, right? Or added layer styles is what we call it. And in here is where every kid, since I've been teaching in this career, goes crazy with and thinks that they should add every single detail in here. No, you should not. All right. Don't go crazy because a tool is there, right? You don't know what Jolly Ranchers are? Nah. You lying. Hot one, do you hear this? Spencer? She don't know what a Jolly Rancher is? Y'all don't have Jolly Ranchers in America? I mean, in the UK? Yo. I was like, oh, Lord. You don't have Jolly Ranchers? Wow. I feel bad for you. I'll be deprived of some good candy. What about now laters? Now I'm like off task. So Mixmaster Calvin said, what if we add some shadowing? So yeah, we can add some shadows on here. I'm like stunned at the fact that she just said that they don't have that, right? So the shadow made it pop a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see that. I feel like the clarity on this stream, whatever, is so bad, like compared to like my actual screen. It's interesting. But so it has a drop shadow currently. We can add an outer stroke. Sometimes I do that, right? This, sorry, I had it set up differently in my default settings. So outer strokes is like an outline around the text. And you can decide on what you want to do with this too. And you can make changes in colors down here. and make this work for you too, right? Let me change this from being gradient to color. And let's say I use white, right? Just to make it pop. I can basically lower the stroke line here to like 2 pixels. I could also change the opacity of it, which means like if it's transparent. So it kind of like creates like a low shadowy type of thing. Yeah, so yeah, I want to explain it to you, Selected Mrs. Kush. It's a hard, sugary candy. It has like a I wouldn't say like a sweet and sour taste at the same time. We gotta have a conversation about candy one day. I can't believe you never had a Jolly Rancher, but then you guys have like those sugar bands, so it makes sense. I'm gonna let y'all know when I went to the UK, I love cranberry juice. They cranberry juice is not our cranberry juice. I'm sorry. Ocean Spray does not taste like cranberry juice that we drink here. So it's the real cranberry juice, no sugar added. Bitter, bitter. So here is the let's say we use that as a logo on there, right? So now we're happy with this, right? We could decide to add many other elements in here, and you can download stuff from like Google. There's many other websites you can get free images from and other stuff like that. Yeah, so y'all sugar ban prevents people from getting sugar. That's why y'all diabetes count over there is lower. But I would Jolly Ranchers? Oh nah, man, that was life. I can't do that. I gotta have my Jolly Ranchers. That was life. All right, so I have what's called 2 layers, right? I have 2 layers. I have my text, I have my background color. Let's say I wanted to add in, like, this is just plain right now. I know a lot of you like to add some elements, designs, even photos in the background of your images. So when you hear Soul Raid, what do you want to put in there as far as imagery? What imagery represents this raid for you? Yes, Mistress Kush. She gets on me all the time about this. She's like, why you ain't name your layer? I'll send her files and she'll send it back to me with all these labels. Because she's most definitely you have some issues. Yes, you can name your layers, right? And why is it important to name layers? Because if you decide to work with a team, in my case, right? Like Mistress Kush, you send her a file, she got to look through all the layers to figure out where things are and what they are. So labeling it will help people like your team here, right? Yeah, you have OCD. Yeah, like your teammate or your team member or know and identify what those layers are for and how they're being used, okay? To be able to streamline the design process with their team. I'm a sugarcoat it right now. Okay, that's what it is. Yes, you do have OCD. She'll fix all my files. I'm like, what happened here? She's like, oh, I changed this and I put this and I did that and I did this. All right, so she said some type of jazz instruments, right? So there is, like, you can do like clip art websites. There's a lot of free websites besides just going to Google. This is what everybody does, right? And I'm gonna open up a different tab. Let me leave this here. Right, let's go to, that's my website if you guys are wondering. But we'll go into that later. Google. All right. Google. Right. We go to Google. This is what everyone does, right? We in Google. We'll type in jazz instruments. And boom. Right? But we looking for images. High quality images, not just images, right? Particularly to make your job easy from transferring from Photoshop from the browser into Photoshop, you want to look for stuff that has transparency. Transparent background. Make your life easy, right? Yay! Transparent images. But I'll show you how to eliminate other stuff that you might want to get rid of, right? Now, technically speaking, we don't know if any of this stuff is free stock photos. We don't, right? This is in Google, right? Some of this stuff could be copyrighted. Some of it could be whatever. But we're just using it for streaming. As long as you're not deciding to market this and sell this as a t-shirt or something later on and use their graphic, because I'm not trying to put some people out there, but I've seen some raids that use easy iconic logos and imagery, right? From TV shows, from albums, from a lot of places that are easy recognizable, right? And that's something you want to steer away from big time. Right? You don't want your brand for your raid to be identified as something that was previously done, right? So Mistress Chris says, side note, if you find images that you really like, you can always remove the background. Yes, that's 100% true. But I'll show that in a minute. We can go in that way too. We're going to do the easy part first, right? Right? We can do that too, right? So let's say that you liked any of these images here, right? This is fine, right? This is from Jazz Band Clip Art. And make sure you do a little bit of homework, right? It says Jazz Band Clip Art, free download. Free, right? So you can do whatever you want with this, right? Now, if it was owned by somebody else and done this and done that, you might want to type in the word free up here as well. You can also go to these websites too, right? And that works well as well. Let me drop this in here. I'm going to drag and drop this in here. Hopefully it works. Yep, it dragged and dropped right in there. Boom, we're good, right? So the beauty of a Mac and Photoshop, I don't know if this does it on a Windows computer. Kush could tell y'all. Could you drag and drop images right in there like that? I don't use Windows. I don't know. I'm biased against Windows. But but yeah, you can drag and drop images in there, right? So that was directly from the browser. Now, if I wanted to investigate a little bit more, right? Do my research. Let's go to the website for where that's created. Wait, what happened? Oh, you can, right? Yes, we like free stuff. We always go to the free. I know we're in different states, but free lunch in school, right? Free. Right? All right, so here's the website that image came from, right? And I'll put it in the chat. Hopefully it copies over. And you can use free websites to do free PNGs, right? Boom. So that was the website that I used. Free PNG images, free this. There's a lot of them out there. If you want to find out what websites you can get free vector art from, you can, right? This is what's called vector. The difference between vector and photos is vector is based upon scalable. They're called scalable graphics, basically. And they use points to create imagery. Basically look like cartoons. That's what vector graphics are, right? But then you have photos, right? So let's say that I wanted to get a photo instead of a vector graphic for this, right? And as Kush said, you can delete the background. She got to be all extra. All right. So let's say if I want to get a realistic instrument from like, I don't know. Let's use, this has white in it. We'll make it simple, right? Because I want to do this quickly. So I'm going to drag this saxophone in, and hopefully it worked out. Is it going to let me drag it? No. Let me see. Hold on. Let's try it one more time. There you go. Get in there. All right. Doesn't want to copy. Why? So I normally don't use Photoshop like this with Illustrator. Oh, there we go. All right. Benji Flowers, Pixels is royalty free. Images, search. Yes, you can use Pixels too, right? There's a lot of websites. There's Pixels. There's Vectizy. There is, if you want realistic photos, I use one called, what is it? They have beautiful imagery. It'll come to me in a minute. I can't remember what it is right now, but there's another website out there as well that I use, and I'll Google it in a minute. So let's say you encounter an image and you wanted an image like this, right? Quick, easy way to do this. There's a lot of tools on Canva, in Photoshop, and a lot of different tools that you use to design and create with that you can edit stuff like this, right? So my quick fix for this is I want to remove all the white, right? That's basically what I want gone. There's two ways I can do this with this layer. I can use my magic wand, and I can simply just go to here and do what's called a layer mask. Some people just actually just delete, but if you accidentally deleted stuff that you don't want to remove in your image, and I'm gonna zoom in some, then you can have some issues, right? Now, I press delete and just remove the white, but not all the white is gone that I need to be gone, right? So there's other ways of removing like solid image colors, right, from your images. This is called a selection for those who don't know, right? I'm selecting areas of pixels that I want to remove or hide when I'm designing. That's what I'm doing. This is called a selection. So I'm going to undo this and I'm going to zoom out a little bit and I'm going to do this differently. So the magic wand tool is pretty cool, and there's a lot of tools or images editing tools that has one where it select pixels of a similar color and contrast, and then you can decide on what you want to do with it. You can delete it, you can remove it, you can hide it, you can color it. It's up to you, right? So I'm gonna remove this selection by hitting undo or deselect, which is Command D on a in a Photoshop or any Adobe Suite product. So I want to do it slightly differently. I want to get rid of the white, but I don't want just the white that's here, right? I could do this by going up here to select. I gotta look down a little bit. Select color range. And I'm going to pick the white. So what select color range did, and I don't know if you guys can see the window. You can. So select color range just picked up on all the white that's in my whole entire image. Even though the keyboard is not technically in that layer, it picked up on that as well, right? So now that I have that selected, I can click OK. It's going to pick up all the white that's in there. It might actually pick up some of the white that I don't want, which is more of the glare on the saxophone, but we're going to remove it in that aspect. So I can press delete. It's gone. And I'm going to talk about the differences why delete versus the other way I'm going to show you in a minute matters, right? So I pressed delete. I removed all the white pixels. Now, what if I accidentally deleted some part of my saxophone that doesn't really look that good? My selection needs to be done over because I don't have it set up correctly. So like right here, right? It selected parts of the buttons on the saxophone. It selected parts of like other things. It removed a lot of sections of things that don't need to be removed, right? You lost all those pixels. You can't get it back. Unless you go through history, but that's within that moment. If you close your software and then try to come back and edit it later on, you already lost those pixels. You'll have to start all over again. That's a problem. So I do what's called non-destructive editing, and what that means is I don't delete my pixels. I go over into this area in Photoshop called add a layer mask, and what that does is it hides pixels. It doesn't delete them. It hides it. Think about it like your green screen when you're streaming, right? Your green screen when you're streaming hides that area selected, and it hides everything around you, right? So in this way, you're kind of creating a green screen around that image, and you're hiding everything there. So you could see just the part that you want to see. That's not part of that green screen area, right? So if I do this, right, and hopefully I have it set up right. Let me see. No, I have to inverse it. So my selection is inverse. So I have to inverse it real quick. All right. So if I do this and I hit this button, now I have the same selection, but there's some issues with it, right? There's some stuff that it removed that I don't want to remove. And Kush made me go through all of this because she was like, you can select images and put it in there and just remove the background. Why you have to be so extra? Like, it's all her fault, right? All right, it's fine. All right, let me see who's lurking out there. Get some people some shout outs. So I did see Soka Reynolds pop in here. We have Benji Flowers, who I'm happy that you're here. Thank you so much. I do have to run soon because my daughter's gonna kill me. I gotta do her hair before her party. And some other stuff going on. So now with the image, right? She's like, yeah, she's that student, right? Hot one. That one student that be like, well, what if we do this? And what if this happens? And you should do this, right? Yes, it has a free background remover, right? So we know that. But what also has a free background remover is Photoshop. The new AI feature in Photoshop, I have to do an update. I ain't do an update yet, right? Does have a remover as well. Hey, Soka Reynolds, right? So, all right, so I'm going to go over here into my mask. I'm going to lower my brush size. And I can go in here and just fix areas that's missing, right? Now, how do I do that? It's hidden. So to reveal it, right, you add white to see it and add black. Because the mask, and I wish I could zoom in more so you guys can see it, but I think there's a way for me to do it with the button. Oh, there you go. So the mask looks like that. Everything that's white is what's visible. Everything that is black is invisible, right? So if I go here and decide to paint in those areas, I'm just going to do it really quickly. I'm not going to fix the whole thing, but I could paint back in those buttons, make it work. I can clean up the fuzziness. I can do a lot more stuff. I can get rid of the halo by adding black. That's here. There's a halo up here. I call these halos because they kind of like hover around your image for some reason. And that's just a term that I coined or used for myself. So yeah, I can get rid of the halo around it as well and clean up these areas by using black to paint it out and some other stuff. So you can do this with people too, all right? But as Selectress Mistress Kush said, right, you can use Canva and use their new tools, the AI features, right, that allows you to remove it seamlessly and then put it back in Photoshop later. So that's how she does it, apparently. She cheats. I'm just letting y'all know she cheats, right? All right, so here's my saxophone. I'm happy with it. I can rotate it using my arrow tool right here, right, selection tool, and rotate it like this. I can put it up here. I can put it down there. I can decide on whatever I want to do with it, right? It's really up to me, right? On how I want to utilize this in my design. So, but it's, if I don't want to use an image, do I have to delete it? No, they're layers, right? So let's say I don't want to use this vector thing in here. It doesn't work well for my design. I can hide it. Then you want to create your window, right, for where your streamers are going to be. So you'll use, hey Struds, how you doing, handsome? Welcome in. Good afternoon. Well, good evening, right? Is it evening for y'all? Yeah, it's almost evening. Yeah. So I can use, and thank you for that resub. So let's say if I use this little box here to make my little area for the streamers. There we go. We can make it bigger, as Kush tells me to make it much bigger. She likes to, it's funny though, and I'm going to complain about Kush right now. She likes for the box area to be so large in her overlays, but she be like this big in the scene, right? She like a little micro size, like a little ant. Why you need so much space if you're an ant in your scene? All right, that's love. That's love. All right, I'm sorry. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. All right. So let's say that was my area that I want to add in for my design later on. Yeah, you add in a lot of stuff into your scenes. Okay. But she an ant in there. She want all this room. All right, fine. Right? So that's basically how you put that together with this and this. Now, I know some people like to add like texture, right? I know we didn't talk about this. Does anyone know what texture is in an image? Ooh, what is texture? Texture. What is texture? Yeah, I'm gonna say it all sexy. What's texture? I know, cause you got a lot going on. She got the movie subtitles, shout outs, videos, all the extraness going on, and she ain't got no space, right? So yeah, what's texture though? Anyone know what texture is? Hey, you don't know, no. Stress like I know what texture is. We gonna rub it down, right? It's hard or soft, right? Surfaces, right? So you can add textures to images to give it a feel as well, not just the colors. So if you wanted to add something into, Kush, I can't with y'all right now. It sounds nice. Texture. As we move. Let me stop. All right, let's continue. We could add some imagery in the back. I'm trying to remember this website that I want to share with y'all, and I use it all the time. And it's not coming to me right now where I get photos from that are absolutely beautiful, right? Mixmaster Calvin. What? Hold on. I can't right now. I had to do that. What? What?
Listen, Linda.
What's going on here?
Listen, Linda.
I can't. All right. I don't even know how to respond to that right now. I'm gonna leave that alone, okay? All right. So we gonna leave that alone. All right. So let's say you're like Kush. You like this whole big area. Let's. She wants the big area, right? That's hard, right? Let me stop. I'm gonna leave that alone. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. Let's behave on a Sunday, right? So Soul Raid here, and you got the hard texture and the big streaming area, the big area for the stream, right? So we have this here. We could decide if we want to add a outline around our big streaming area, right? And let's say we could still do the FX thing, add layer styles. Let's focus. We got 10 minutes as we move. All right. So we could add a stroke, which is Mrs. Kush's number one favorite thing to do around her designs, because I noticed, right? She adds a stroke around it, and the stroke goes around her design, right? And you could do something of this nature. You can decide on how thick you want it to be. You could do anything you want with that, right? To make your overlay, right? So that's that, right? And let's add in the texture, some hard texture. Struts with the gifted sub to Mixmaster Calvin. Thank you. Hot one, you're getting distracted. Don't get hot over there, okay? Please, we don't need you getting hot on this Sunday. You need to cool you off. We talking about the soul raid, a cool, calming raid of soul, beautiful music. All right, soul, beautiful music. All right, texture. What is this website? Oh, okay, I remember it now. All right, it just came to me. All right, so I use this website called splash.com. Oh, that's not it. What is it? Is it Splash? It's something. What is it? Let me see. We're gonna Google it because I can't remember. It slipped my mind. I use it all the time and I can't remember. Splash photos. Unsplash. Okay, that's what it is. Unsplash.com. Okay, I couldn't remember what it was. I'm good. Wow, Kush, that's horrible. How you gonna say that about me? I'm not a good teacher. You snitching? You snitching to the teacher association? Who's that? Twitch? All right. So, all right, let's get back to unsplash.com. So unsplash.com is another cool website to use, right? And this website, you can get really good, high quality photos, right? Now, what am I going to do with these photos? I don't even know, but we're going to figure it out, right? Let me drop this in the chat for y'all. You have to protect the students. Wow, Kush, that's how you do. It's all right. It's okay. It's fine. All right, so unsplash.com is pretty dope, right? And what you can do with that is you can download really nice photos. So what can be a texture in this nice soul raid? It's okay, Mixmaster Calvin. You didn't do anything. It's I blame Mr. Kush. You could download an image that works well for this. What could be an image that we could put in the background to add some texture? We could do a music studio. Does that work for everyone? This is about music. What do we think? Yes, no, maybe, possibly. Music notes. Okay. All right. Well, maybe this is not the best. Let's see what they got in here. Music notes. All right. So they have like this. Okay. They have that. They have this. They have that. Oh, I like that too. All right, which one do we want to go with? Let's see. What y'all said now? Hearts splash. Oh my God. Y'all are horrible. I can't right now. Y'all are horrible. What? Like, what's happening? All right. So let's say I'm going to add this image, right? I'm going to download it. I'm going to stay focused, right? Mixmaster Calvin said a bedroom with loud speakers. We could do a bedroom as well. All right. We'll try different ones. Shred says mirrors. Y'all really going left side this Sunday, all right? I can't right now. Y'all get on left side with this one. Let's say this looks kind of sensual. Let's go with that one. Wait, Dreddy. Oh, hair. Oh, God. Look who walked in the building as we're going through this. Dreddy. Jesus. With the ropes and cocoa butter. What's happening? What was wrong with y'all? It's Sunday. Behave yourselves. All right. So I downloaded a few images and I'm gonna ignore y'all right now with y'all little extraness going on. All right, and we're gonna start off with the music notes, right? So I'm gonna drag this image in here. Should pop up. Where is it? Okay, it should have come in here. Where is it? Image. It's just going slow, I think. Let's see. Oh, it's loading. Okay. All right, so let's say that was music. That don't really look that good right across here like that, right? So there's many ways you can do something with this and add it in as texture. So let's say that you wanted to use this music note sheet as part of our background, right? We can position it in our layers. Yes, I said the word position. In handcuffs. Oh, Mixmaster Calvin. I thought you was I don't know, man. What's happening? All right. How we go from talk about Photoshop to all of this? I blame Mistress Kush. All right. So I layered in the image in the background, right? Now, what I want to do, I can use what's called color modes over here to blend this in nicely. Do y'all see that right now? Can we pay attention? Did y'all miss a step? So this add in a nice little texture. All right. So Mistress Kush, what do you think about the design so far with the texture there? What do you think? It's very soft texture. Did we get a thumbs up, thumbs down? How y'all feel? I gotta put that in my own thing. You're a good teacher assistant. You are. When you're not saying extra stuff. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. So I added that in there. It is over my saxophone, so that means I need to move around my layers and adjust where my saxophone is positioned over the image, right? And have that placed there. And then I'm pretty much good, right? Where's the saxophone? Here. Oops, hold on. We're just moving the saxophone up a couple of layers. There we go. So now the saxophone is there and it's on the side. All right. So yes, education can be fun. When I'm teaching, sometimes we go off on a tangent and we start talking about food. We can't have this type of discussion. We talking about hard and soft and handcuffs and cocoa butter and positioning and what else y'all said? Hard splash. Like, no. But yeah, I do go in the direction we start talking about different things with food. All right. So yeah, I do love the energy. All right. So this came out to be a very nice, calm overlay. What do y'all think so far? All right. Let's go with Mixmaster Calvin's idea. And then we're going to do this another day. When I add on more, we can actually add on to this project later and build like a flyer version of it. I just have to pick a date. Let me see. So one more thing I'm gonna do here. Where's my browser? Here we go. So we did pick a bedroom scene. Yeah, like my students and I get into conversations and we start talking about like food, like really bad. Like it's like donuts and burgers and all types of stuff. All right, so if you wanted to add the bedroom scene in here, right, you can do a similar design. But if you notice, it doesn't give much to it, right? Because the bed is hidden, you'll have to maneuver it and other stuff like that, right? So it doesn't get, but the texture that Mrs. Kush suggested as far as the music notes does work for the design aspect of it. Okay? But you can go in and decide to create a bedroom scene for yourself, right? And that's another day for that, right? We can go over like how to design the scene within your overlay, right? So we can do that another time. I'm censoring what's happening on the bench. Ready? You a mess. I'm not even gonna go there with you. Oh, okay. Selectress Mrs. Kush. You said wait. I'm the teacher that makes you the student to Struts. Oh, Struts loves being a student, right? Oh, you already got the glasses thing going on as the teacher, right? Struts will be the student at the desk. Let me stop. All right, it's Sunday. Happy Sunday, people. How y'all doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right, so we're gonna pause here. I'm gonna save this design, right? And I think our next step for this, Mixmaster Cap, I love your idea for the soul raid. We're gonna work on some tweaks in it a little bit later at another time. Maybe I can do this next Sunday. I'll think about it. I'm not doing that next Sunday. We'll do it next Sunday, right? When we meet up on next Sunday and we continue with the same design. And what we'll do with it, we'll build a whole branding campaign around the soul raid, from the overlay to the flyer to merch to a lot of other different things, and we'll kind of continue for the rest of the month. That'll be our theme for the month. So next we'll use Mixmaster Calvin's idea for the bedroom and build a scene out of it, right? How do you separate the image in the bedroom to layer yourself in there as a streamer is what you probably want to do, right? How do you add different design colors and textures and things like that in there? Hard textures, as Mixmaster Calvin said, to make it work for you. So I think that's what we're gonna do next. Now I did went in depth with a lot of this. If you want more like in-depth tools on like how to do like deeper Photoshop skills, I do run a workshop that's gonna be do retouching. We're gonna cover like layout design. We're gonna cover some other stuff. All that will be available at misswardonline.com. I do have to post my dates. Hopefully by tomorrow I can kind of figure out what my schedule is and relaunch my dates for my courses. Normally my courses are available here. I don't have my updated dates on here yet. I have to add them. So my courses run anywhere between $29.99 to a course, and you can attend. I'll post the themes. Their links are usually available on Eventbrite to register. But I am going to run a series of classes where we go over like how to do a lot more stuff. So again, we'll continue with this agenda of the Soul Raid next week, and we'll go over how to create the scene within the overlay, and then we'll go over how to create the flyers, merch, and then how to implement it into your what's that thing called? Your Streamlabs or OBS, right? One of the two. All right. So as for other people, questions about Photoshop. So my teacher assistant did say that there is free software out there, and that's 100% true. So you silly. Yes, we're gonna get fancy and talk about inputs in Streamlabs and OBS in the next few weeks. We'll build a whole series out of this. I just want to try it out today to see like how you guys are feeling and what y'all thought about it, and kind of move forward in that direction. So yes, we're gonna get fancy and do the whole Streamlabs update. Mistress Kush, I do have a scene to build for you. I'll probably try to do it today, later on. There is free versions of Photoshops out there. So one of them is one that I teach actually to students online. It's called Pixlr. And Pixlr is exactly like Photoshop. So all the stuff that I showed you in Photoshop today, you can do in what's called Pixlr E. And they have free templates you can start with. You can do a lot of designs and stuff like that on your own. So Pixlr runs exactly like Photoshop and is 100% free. Okay. You're welcome, hot one. This was dope. Thank you for going in to work in on my soft and hard textures. You're welcome, hot one. So Pixlr is one. There's another one out there which I can't remember the name of that one. Kush, do you know the name of the other one? That people use as similar to Photoshop. It starts with a P as well, right? And I can't remember what the name of that one is. But Pixlr is a good one for that. As Canva is not like, okay, I'm gonna get into this discussion before we go because I do have to go. Canva is not like Photoshop, Pixlr, or any of those. Canva is a tool and software that is amazing because it has pre-designed images, templates, and artwork already done for you. Yes, Photopea is the other one. Thank you. Where you can drag and drop stuff and put it together. Yes, you can upload and put stuff in there. Yes, you can remove certain parts from your images. Yes, you can do a couple of things, and you can use it a lot, like to create a lot of Photoshop designs. The concept is what's key, but some of the powerful tools that Photoshop has, Canva doesn't have everything in that aspect. But Canva is amazing because it allows you to put stuff together seamlessly because all those things are there. So this month I'm focused on Photoshop. I think for maybe another 3 weeks, we'll try to do it every Sunday. The following month, I'm going to try to do one on Canva, right? Exactly. So she just said it. It has limitations and it limits your creativity. Photoshop allows you to go endlessly with your designs. You can do so many superb designs that you want to do, right? But we'll do a series on Canva next month, and I'll show you guys how to do like basic stuff in there as well. I do want to do a series on another one called Vector, but that won't be as long. So Vector is a free vector-based software, and you can use that to create amazing merch designs and like your own graphics. So we could talk about that later, and some other tools. We will walk through like how to create like a free Wix website for yourself. If you want to learn how to do the HTML hand-on version of a website, you're gonna have to attend my classes that are hosted online. That's that part, right? As far as merch, right? So I am gonna host more merch on my website. I see Hot One is putting her merch out there. Please advertise yourself, Queen. All right, so a little bit about my bio as a DJ, because I know a lot of you don't know all this about my background before I go, and so you can, if you want to, feel free to read my bio and my website. The link is in the chat, right? And down here, right, this is my whole website with my bio, book, and all that. If you want the shop, we have what's called now the Jenergy store, which I'm still designing and stuff like that, and putting some more merch and things like that on there. But if you're looking to buy any of my merch, and there's more stuff coming out soon, there's going to be merch on here as well. Yes, you were supposed to edit it, okay? My assistant wasn't part of everything. Yes, you got to edit it, okay? I'll send it to you. You can edit it in the document. All right, so yeah, so merch is out here. We got hats. I'm going to create some stuff for guys and other things. So we are going to do some merch design workshops. I'm going to go with some entrepreneurial stuff and like how to get some stuff done. But I'm going to try to create a series on a Sunday and try to keep it down to 2 hours. That's where my goal is right now. 2 hours on a Sunday, and then the rest of the day is mine, right? So yeah, how to build an online store for yourself. There's a lot of free tools out there. Mine's is built server side. What that means is built in my on my own platform, under my own URLs, under everything that I have right now. I have lots of merch in other different ways on here too. All All right. But anyway, I do have to run. So let's find someone to raid. Let me know what are some things that y'all want to know. We'll screenshot it real quick, write it down, and I'll add it to the agenda of things that I'm going to cover on with these Jenergy innovation sessions. And again, my website for classes that I'm hosting and new dates will be out later is Miss Ward Online, and you can register at Eventbrite for those classes. So those will be available too. And what I was going to get to, hold on, let me get back up there. And we're going to go back to slide number 1. All right. So we covered everything. So next week we'll meet up at 12 and we'll continue with that design, right? Which was the soul raid. And we'll work on adding the scene and building that out too. You want to know when you get in your... All right, I'll give you a badge, all right? I'll do that. We'll add your badge there, okay? We'll add the badge. All right, so Kush, feel free to find someone to raid. Who are we raiding? Who's on right? Oh, the raid is on, right? The house raid. So let's, who's on the raid right now? Kush, do you know? Yes, the house raid. Let's go in there. All right. So again, if y'all want to know more stuff, you're welcome, Mixmaster Calvin. And feel free to message me anything you need for you and short staff. Y'all are family. I got y'all. I got y'all entirely, okay? Yep, I'm ready because Jenna's going to kill me. She got to go to a party and I got to do her hair. All right, so I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening to me today and seeing another side of me right now, which is what I love to do, which is teach and help people win, right? And continue building on themselves. All right, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy. You're welcome, Soka Reynolds, and I was nice to see you. You got to send me some videos of your loose waistline, all right? Your loose waistline that you got going on. You're hilarious when you be dancing. Oh, man. Let me see. Hold up. Could I do this? No. There we go. Could y'all see me? All right. I'm doing a honey flow right now. You know how honey flow just be clicking through all her stuff? She stayed doing that. She was like, what's this? What's this button? Why is this button? All right. Thank you for the biddies, the subs, the love, the energy in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. I'm going to run out and get my kid hair done and then drop her to her party at a trampoline park and do what I do, okay? All right. Y'all have an amazing day. I'm doing a honey flow. We're going to the house raid. Yay! That's who should have been here. You should have invited Honey Flow. Kush. All right. Let me turn some music on.
Just say, don't pass this by your side. Because girl, it'll be fly. You are my B-U-D-D-Y. Don't be shy. Give it a try. I could be yours. I could be yours. I can't lie. No. It'll be fly. If you are my B-U-D-D-Y. Don't be shy. Give it a try. I could be yours. I could be yours and you can be mine. 'Cause girl, it'll be fly. If you are my B-U-D-D-Y. Don't be shy, give it a try. I could be yours and you could be mine, girl. I can't lie, it'll be fly. If you are my B-U-D-D-Y. Don't be shy, give it a try. I could be yours and you could be mine.
Jobs and positions, who's seeing who settled down. They casually mention your name. Power in a word is saying how it triggers everything to come tumbling down into the pit of my stomach.
I see you, Mistress Kush. No behavior at all. Hard splash.
Good reaction shared by all romantic. Threatens to persist, and then resign to never knowing if I was your one that got away. Off, don't call anymore. Believing the wishing I had stayed. A self-inflicted prison. I won't escape like if I did. Memories would decay.
I hear you, but we also live on YouTube, so can't act up too much.
What a life with you could have been. That chemical reaction shared by all romantics. There's some twisted need to
All right, I'm gonna hit end. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. You're a super mod. Love you.
The question lingers on to this little day. Can I resign to never knowing if I was your one?